Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl and this is Your Journey Yoga. Today we are going to combine the amazing benefits of Pilates and yoga and have a little bit of fun as well. So hopefully you'll find a smile on your face. You'll feel some challenge in your body. You'll feel strong and just absolutely amazing. So that's always my goal, you guys, is to just leave you feeling better than when we started out. So water handy if you need it, and just a good attitude, an open mind, and a smile on your face if you can at all muster it. So let's get going, guys. We're just going to start in a kneeling position. If kneeling is not great for you, you can put a pillow or something between your bottom and your heels to give you a little lift, taking care of those knees. Nice little quad stretch. We're going to inhale and we're going to rise. Reach it up. Gaze to the sky, and then exhale. Slowly sit it back, either onto the pillow or onto those heels. Inhale, reach. Coming up nice and tall. Exhale, bring it back down. Just warming up. Inhale, reach. Exhale and sit. Inhale, reach. Last one. Exhale and sit. And let's walk those hands forward, releasing that pillow if you've got it. And we're just going to come to tabletop. Hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width, core nice and strong. Take a big breath into cow pose, tummy towards the floor. Gaze and sit bones to the sky. Exhale, hollow the tummy and chest. Lift your spine towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, press the floor away. And inhale it back to cow. So as we transition between our cat and cow, just working out the kinks in the back. Finding those big, full, deep breaths. Let's do one more each direction. And back to our neutral spine. We take a big breath in, and as you exhale, draw your ear towards your hip. Doesn't matter which one, but taking your gaze out beyond your pinky as opposed to looking back towards your hip. And then inhale it back to center. Other side. Again, gazing to the outside edge of your pinky as opposed to looking back towards your hip. Inhale it back to center and just flow with your breath, your pace. Keeping that core engaged, so keeping that belly button drawn in and up. And just breathe. Last one, each side. Inhaling to center. Exhaling as you create that C shape. And inhale it back to center. Nice big deep breath. Lift out of those shoulders, and as you inhale, extend left arm and right leg. Breathe. Bird dog or our spinal balance. Add a flex of that right foot. Core is strong. We can stay right here, just holding. Or if you like, open the arm and leg out to the side and pull it back to center. Arm and leg out to the side and back to center. Lifting out of that right shoulder. Again, using your breath. Exhaling it open. Inhaling it to center. Let's do one more. Open. And center. And release. Back to tabletop. Nice work. As you inhale, right arm and left leg. Square those hips. Lift out of that left shoulder. So really keep that lift out of the shoulder, even as we add that movement. And your movement, guys, can be as big or as small as you need it to be. Add a flex of that left foot. Spinal balance or bird dog. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, sweep the arm and leg out to the side. And back to center. Exhale it out. Inhale it to center. Exhale, open. And center. Two more. Open. And center. Open. And center. And release. Beautiful job. Sit it back to child's pose. Extend those arms out nice and long. And just sink. Feel that nice stretch for your back. For those quadriceps, for the shoulders. Breathe. And we're going to come back up to that tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes and lift the knees just an inch off the mat. Core is strong. Lift out of those shoulders. We're going to shift our weight to our right foot, and we're going to sweep that left foot through. You can come down onto that left hip and tap your right hand to your left shoulder, or you can stay lifted. Coming back to that hovering tabletop. Right leg sweeps through. Again, the hip can come down or stay lifted. Coming back to that hovering tabletop. Shoot it through. And back to tabletop. Shoot it through. And back to tabletop. Shoot it through. And back to tabletop. Shoot it through. And hold in tabletop, that hovering tabletop. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, extend the legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Just let those heels sink. And let's inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Exhale and extend those legs. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Inhale it back to that hovering tabletop one more time. Exhale, extend. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Nice, big, deep breaths. And inhale it back to that hovering tabletop. Go ahead and release the knees. Keep those toes tucked under. Just a really nice stretch for those toes, for the arches of the feet. If it feels right to you, start to walk those hands back, sitting on those heels. Ooh, deeper stretch for those toes. Breathe. Close your eyes if you like. Coming up to untuck those toes, we come back to our tabletop and come down onto the forearms. Palms of the hands are to the mat, shoulders right over those elbows, core is strong, knees right underneath those hips. So just adjust however you need to adjust. And we're going to shift our weight to that left leg. Right leg is going to lift. And we're going to tap the toes and lift. Tap and lift. Breathe. One more like this, and then we're going to flex that foot. Flex and lift. Doing our best not to really arch that back too much, but staying strong through the belly. Let's do 2 more after this one. Last 2. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that leg out to the side in a diagonal line. So we're going to tap and lift. A diagonal line, really working that glute med, that little muscle embedded underneath that gluteus maximus. Breathe. Core strong. Last 2, lifting out of those shoulders. And last one, pull that knee in, sit it back to child's pose. Stretching out that back, just taking a break, checking in. And of course we have the other side to do. So we come back up, forearms to the mat, palms to the mat, core is strong. Again, aligning, shoulders right over those elbows, knees right underneath those hips, and we're going to extend that left leg. Just a soft foot, hips are square. We lift and lower, lift and lower. Breathe. Keeping that core strong, we're going to do one more just like that with that soft foot. And now we're going to flex the foot. Pressing through the heel, intensifying things just a bit. Last 2. Last one, keep that foot flexed, and we're going to take that leg out in a diagonal line a little bit, and lift and lower. So just by taking it out, just about a 45-degree angle, really firing up those glutes differently, those hamstrings, keeping that core strong. Beautiful. And last one, you're doing great. And pull that knee in. Sit it back to child's pose. Find your breath. Extending those arms out nice and long. Core strong. Let's inhale up to downward facing dog. Extending those arms, extending the legs, sit bones reaching to the sky. We're going to inhale it to high plank. and exhale it back to down dog. Continuing to shift between these two poses, inhaling to plank, but if you wish, this time reach that left hand back to the right foot and inhale it back to plank. Right hand, left foot, and back to plank. Alternating sides or keeping both hands down. You decide what's right for you. Finding that breath. Using those exhales to power through. Breathe. Beautiful job. Let's do one more each side. And last one. Coming back to plank, hold your plank. Breathe. Toes or knees. If you're on your knees, untuck those toes. If you're on your toes, lift out of those shoulders, guys. We're going to tap that right foot out and bring it in. Left foot out, bring it in. If you're on your knees, tap it out and pull it in. Tap it out, pull it in. Shoulders right over those fingertips. Breathe. You decide the level that's right for you. We're working to minimize the movement throughout the rest of the body. It's just the leg moving. Breathe. Last one each side. Crocodile down. Press it through, up dog. Sit it back to child's pose. Stretch out those shoulders. Just feels good. As you're ready, if you need a drink, grab one anytime. And as you're ready, extend those arms out nice and long. We lift the forehead, tuck the toes, press and lift the hips to the sky. Back to our down dog. Down dog's such a great pose. Great stretch to the backs of the legs, through the spine. Wonderful strengthener for those shoulders, for the wrists and the forearms. We take the gaze between the hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. And just relax the weight of the upper body down. Head heavy. Nice release for that lower back. Bringing the hands to the elbows, we hold on and just gently sway side to side. Little arc around the legs. We come back to center, releasing the arms. Core is strong, weight shifts into our heels. We're going to slowly lower our bottom down. If you're taking care of your knees today, find a safe way to come down onto your bottom. Knees are good and happy and healthy. We're going to come into a nice little low squat and hold here for just a moment. Breathe. So noticing, are your heels lifted or are they down? Ultimately, would love to have them down, but it may or may not happen today. If your heels are touching, can you lift your toes? Nice. Release your hands, lower yourself down onto your bottom. We bring those hands behind the thighs and rock it back to boat pose. Lifting the chest, relaxing the shoulders, drawing that belly button in and up. Breathe. Releasing the hands if that feels right to you. If you thought that was a good idea and your lower back is like, hey, I could use some support today, just keep those hands down. We're going to lift those feet just a bit, creating a tabletop, a nice flat surface with those shins. And we're going to open the legs and close the legs. Just move the arms wherever they're out of the way for you. If you like, you can lift them overhead. Just a little more challenge, but do what's right for you. You can play with them a little bit. You can take them out to the side. You can have them out in front. So it's different sensations. Last one, keep them together. Extend those legs. Lift through the chest. Breathe, flex your feet. Reach those fingertips towards your toes. Breathe. Now slowly circle those arms down by your sides. Lower those feet. Lower yourself down. Relax. Nice big deep breaths. We pull that right knee in towards the chest. Hands to the shin just below your knee. We're going to lift the upper body. Now we can keep that left leg Just relax to the mat, or you can lift that left leg, point your toes. We're gonna do 2 little tugs with that right knee, and then switch. 2 tugs with the left knee, and switch. So you can release that extended leg down, or you can even tap the toes to the mat, keeping a bent knee. So we really wanna work to keep that belly button drawn in, and we're working to keep the shoulder blades off the mat. Now, if by chance your neck is like, wow, this is not a very fun thing, it happens, it's okay. You can work to support the neck and just doing the tug with one hand, or just bring that head back down. Breathe. It's a gradual progression, guys. It's a journey. And breathe. Last one to the left. Now we're going to extend that right leg and scissor kick. 2 tugs. 2 tugs to the left. So with those legs long, we feel that nice stretch through the backs of the legs. Keeping that belly button drawn in, again, same thing. You can have the knee bent rather than the leg long, and just tap the toes to the mat. Listen to your body. 1 more each side. And pull those knees in. Gently release the upper body down. Relax the shoulders. Find your breath. So we're going to do some hollows to knee tucks. So we'll start with our knee tuck. We lift the upper body. Hands come right beside your ears. Inhale, extend the arms and extend the legs. Exhale, circle the arms down by your hips. Pull the knees in, and that gentle touch and that tuck. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, circle those arms around. Pull the knees in. Little tuck. Inhale, reach it out. Hollow. Circle it around. Pull it in. Inhale, reach it out. Circle it around and pull it in. Awesome. Reach it out and pull it around and tuck it in. These just, oh, they're just so great. Feeling strong. Feeling healthy. Last 2. Pull it around and in. Last one. Reach it out. Pull it around and pull it in. Oh, and release it down. That feels good. Let's extend that right arm out to a T. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, and just gently guide both knees over to the left. Take your gaze out over that right arm. Awesome job. Those are tough. Those are one of my favorites. They just work it all. And let's slowly bring those knees back to center. Right hand crosses to the top of that left knee and gently guide both knees to the right. Nice big deep breaths, guys. Releasing the hands, rolling back to center, hands behind your thighs. Let's rock it up. Sweeping your feet around. Coming back up to our tabletop position. And we're going to come forward just a bit to a modified high plank. You are welcome to come into a plank. We have a series here of 5 push-ups. We're going to go slow and steady. Elbows right by the ribs. So you can be on your knees, or you can be on your toes. I want you to feel the length through the crown of the head. I want you to feel that belly button being drawn in and up, strong through your entire body. Hold your plank. Release your knees. Sit it back to child's pose. Reach those fingertips out just as far as you can reach. And we're going to inhale it up. Hands are going to be forward just a bit. We're going to lower the chest towards the mat as you lift your sit bones towards the sky. Stretching through the shoulders, through the spine. Puppy pose. Arms extended out nice and long. We're going to inhale and shift our weight forward. Pulling those hands just slightly back, slow as you can go, either from your knees or your toes, all the way down onto your tummy. Tops of the feet to the mat. Extending those arms out nice and long. Rest the nose and your chin towards the mat. We're going to inhale and we're going to lift arms and legs, and we're going to kick. Those flutter kicks, just gazing forward towards the top center of your mat. Breathe, squeeze your buns. Kick, kick, kick. And release. We're going to do that 2 more times. On your next inhale, rise, squeeze your buns, find that focal point, and kick. Breathe. Find your breath, point those toes, engage those glutes, work those arms, and release. We're going to do that 1 more time. So really firing up those posterior chain muscles, all the muscles down the back of the body. 1 more time, inhale, lift, and kick. Swimming, swimming, swimming. Breathe. Three, 2, and 1. Release it down. Hands right by your chest, and press it back to child's pose. And again, a nice little stretch for your back. And let's walk those hands up. Come over onto one hip, sweep your feet around, slide on down to the top of your mat. We're going to extend those legs out long, point your toes, hands come behind you, fingertips point towards your bottom. If you need to adjust the way your hands are facing, absolutely fine. So just adjust. If you are taking special care of your shoulders today, really be mindful, and if there's anything other than work or a good stretch, if we get into the pain, even if it's a level 2, back off, guys. Take a big breath in. Point those toes, core strong. And as you exhale, lift. Lift those hips. Breathe. Find that breath. Feel the stability. Whole body's working. If it feels right to you, shift your weight to your left leg. Right leg lifts. And release it down. Shift your weight to your right. Left leg lifts. And bring it down. Right leg. And down, left leg, and down. Really working to keep those hips from dropping as we lift that leg. Nice job. These are intense. 1 more each side. And down, left leg, and down. Go ahead and release the bottom back down. Nice work. Reach to the sky. Roll those wrists. Lengthen and reach, and hinge it forward. Tummy down, chest down, hands, and just relax the weight of your head. You guys are working hard today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you love all the different options. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll pass the word along. It means the world. Love it, love it, love it. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Release those hands. And let's turn to face front. Cross those legs. Sit up nice and tall. Just a few really nice stretches, guys. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale and release that right hand to the mat. Left arm up and over. Reach, reach, reach. After all that hard work, it just feels so good to stretch. And I love the combination of yoga and Pilates together because they are pretty close relatives. Inhale, reach to the sky. Both arms come up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. So good for the body, so great for the mind. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. Exhale, lengthen, hinge it forward, core strong. All the way over. Release your hands and just relax the weight of your head. I always love feedback, guys, if you have any for me. I do this for you. I hope you know that. I hope you feel that. Core strong. Inhale, reach it out. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the hands to heart center. My wish for you is the most amazing day you've had in a very long time. Be well. Take care. And until the next time, guys, light and love to each and every one of you. Until then, namaste.